sign said it's in the colours of an aircraft of the US Army Air Forces from the 5th Emergency Rescue Squadron at Halesworth, which was used for air-sea rescue. At that stage, it was picking up downed airmen from the waters around the UK. That was the air-sea rescue role. It was only post-war that civilian casualties would also be rescued. Not until 1945 were sufficient Catalinas made available to the US Army Air Forces, having seen most of their wartime service up to then with the likes of the US Navy, the RAF, Royal Canadian Air Force and other allied nations, to make available this provision of air-sea rescue by the US 8th Air Force. That came about at Halesworth, and the aircraft depicted by the colour scheme on this one, with the nose art of Miss Pickup, recalls one of the OA-10As, that was a designation these US Army Air Forces Catalinas were given, that was actually lost not long before VE Day, when it was carrying out a rescue sortie to pick up a downed airman and land on the water. Unfortunately, in the process of doing so, the starboard engine failed, so the aircraft taxied for an hour and a half to get away from the Dutch coast. At midday the next day, Luftwaffe Messerschmitt E-262 jet fighters came along and shot up the Catalina crew after they jumped into there. And it's on that aircraft I was just mentioning, this pickup of the 5th Emergency Rescue Squadron. This, some of you may well remember, was the Catalina that got stuck on Loch Ness in late 2020, when it was operating from up their get-out, as it were, because it became known as the Catalina incident, rather than the C-47 incident. It was one of those decidedly hot moments of the early stages of the Cold War. It was known popularly as the Catalina incident for many years, until finally the truth of what happened was able to be display item. Getting into the air, the 6 Vans RV8s of Team Raven. At one stage before, back to 5 for a few seasons, but now in 2022 they're aiming to put on a 6 aircraft display at all their shows once again. We've also got several notable new pilots we've seen in other display aircraft before in their roster for the new season. As they come in, the frame on the right, in up the 2022 Team Raven. Pulling up initially in delta formation for a loop. So they're initially here on the main A-axis parallel to the main runway, on which they also exit to our left. The leader calling the team to the right, and they're staying in this delta formation for an underside pass. The leader of Team Raven for 2022 is Simon Shirley, known as Sid. He's in his 9th season as a display pilot. He's a former RAF fast jet pilot, around 5,500 flying hours in his logbook. Particularly experienced Sid on the Tornado F3 air defence aircraft. He's also been a qualified flying instructor on the Hawk, on the Grom Tutor, and on the new Grom Prefect. He's currently a full-time reservist qualified flying instructor and flight commander of the Air Experience flight on the Universities of Wales Air Squadron at St Athan. And so we've seen Ravens 4 and 5 pull away. As they take to the B-axis, running in towards us, pulling up, and about to perform upward rolls to the right. And rolling on the way down as well as they head away from us. The other 4 aircraft have meanwhile changed graph will, in effect, describe the outline of the inside of a barrel. Ravens 4 and 5 once again in towards us in an echelon formation into that barrel roll, but changing in the course of it to line astern, pulling up and rolling left now. Raven 4 is former professional rugby player Gerald Williams. Raven 5, airline pilot and ex-military pilot Mark Southern. And as they exit to the left, in come the other aircraft, with 3 in formation and the 4th, barrel rolling around their smoke. That's a pass they call Cyclone. The whole 6-ship formation then in Delta formation coming towards us for the 3-2-1 split. Numbers 4 and 5 breaking either side, 6 going vertical for a stall turn, as 1, 2 and 3 split heading away from us on the B axis. 6 is Chris Heames. We saw him in one of the strike masts. We see numbers 4, 5 and 6 coming in from the right from wide line abreast loop. You can see they're in line abreast formation. Private pilot for 25 years now with more than 2,000 hours and lots of experience on ex-military jets, including the... And a nice split there by the other 3 aeroplanes. 4, 5 and 6 heading in from the for a double loop before the tail chase. There's the first loop completed. Elegant barrel roll. You can see the formation changing. Pulling up out of that echelon formation. The smoke going on, and yes, you've guessed it, this is the Team Raven Heart.